在你必将遭到全面和彻底的失败。
主义的火炬照亮人类前行之路，不断崛起，不断
Well, I'm
扩大国
joined
际
now
影响。
by Victor Gao, an analyst in Beijing who once worked as an interpreter for the Chinese leader Deng Xiaoping. Thank you for joining us on BBC News, Mr. Gao. Would you tell us how John Lee's promotion will benefit Hong Kong?
Well, first of all, the promotion of Mr. Lee to a very senior position in the Hong Kong SAR government is purely an internal affair of Hong Kong. It has been approved by the central government, and I think this becomes a routine appointment. Secondly, Mr. Lee knows Hong Kong very well. He's very experienced as a government official over there. He's highly qualified, and his past few years' experience in dealing with security matters, police matters, etc., demonstrated that he's qualified for the new position of leading the administrative side of the equation in Hong Kong, reporting directly to Chief Executive Carrie Lam. Now, thirdly, I would say Hong Kong has proven to be stable once again after 2 years of chaos and anarchy and destruction of rule of law traditions in Hong Kong. And I say most of the people in Hong Kong have being very happy about the status quo right now, because without stability, you cannot develop economies in Hong Kong, and you have massive amount of unemployment, plunging in property prices and stock prices. It will be bad for everyone in Hong Kong. So I think Mr. Lee is right that with the state security law being exercised in Hong Kong, there is a sense of security and safety restoring back to Hong Kong.
And just picking up on what you're saying, Mr. Gao, can I put to you the words of a lawmaker in Hong Kong for the Federation of Trade Unions, Alice Mack? She said, if it's a police state, why not? I don't think there's any problem with a police state. Do you see any problem with a police state?
No, I don't think Hong Kong is a police state at all. I think
before
1997, no, first of all, I do not agree that it is a police state. And secondly, Hong Kong does need to have a securities operation, as Hong Kong did before 1997. And that was when the British was ruling Hong Kong, and the national security interest in Hong Kong was for the protection of the British Empire, British Hong Kong government, and the British government in the United Kingdom. Now, I think it is time for the security operations in Hong Kong to protect the national security interest of the Chinese government and of Hong Kong SAR government as part of China. That's very logical and very natural. That does not turn Hong Kong into a police state.
Let's talk not just about security, but about speech and free speech. What does the death of Apple Daily mean to you?
Well, first of all, I think Apple Daily has been charged with acts which are in violation of the security law regulations. It was calling for foreign governments to put sanctions on Hong Kong, penalizing Hong Kong, and which is very detrimental to the fundamental interests of the people in Hong Kong. It's verging on sedition, I would say.
So you're glad to see
the government in Hong Kong. No, I think the decision to shut it down was by the parent company of the Apple Daily. They were running out of money, and they could not continue the operation of Apple Daily. Well, laws are laws, and in Hong Kong, if anyone is in violation of the law, there will be legal consequences. And I think Apple Daily is faced with this situation. You cannot operate in Hong Kong by calling on the government of the United States to sanction Hong Kong, to take away the rights of the people of Hong Kong. And that's really very much seditious in nature, rather than freedom of speech or freedom of press.
Victor Gao, we have to leave it there, but thank you very much for your time.